Hello everyone, welcome to the Anime Recap Media YouTube channel. Please like the video, subscribe to help our channel and enjoy this full video.
We see that 3 years have passed since Sion, the legendary hero, sealed the gates of hell. But somehow the demons have returned. 3 months later, in the central continent's southeastern village of Cheza, in unremarkable villager, a boy named Toka Scott is seen. He picked a radish from the field and dressed it up real nice. At that moment, his childhood friend Yuna Eunice comes and Yuna asks, "So why are you putting a stocking on it?" Toka says to Yuna that upon finding a radish shaped like the perfect thigh, any man would feel compelled to put a stocking on it. Hearing this, Yuna got angry and said that he was the only pervert who would do that. Yuna says that the legendary hero is their age and he managed to save the whole world. Toka looked at Yuna seductively and thought that she might be a mean old nag, but she's got perfect proportions. Thinking about it, he came close to Yuna's lap and tried to grab Yuna's thighs. Then Yuna kicked Toka's chest. She also said that the devils could even attack here. Does he know? Toka stood up from sitting and said that he is prepared for that. Toka then shows Yuna a bamboo trap and says, "Behold this brilliant trap, it will skewer any devils that enter this field." Yuna says, "That's so stupid," and leaves. Toka is disappointed and says, "Why has she always got to take him down a peg?" Then he was going away. That's when he heard Yuna scream. He looks back and sees a demon. Yuna runs and falls to the ground and turns to see the demon behind her. Standing behind the tree, Toka calls out to Yuna and wonders what he can do. He needs Yuna for his future plan and must rescue Yuna somehow now. Toka then grills a large piece of meat on the stove and says to the devil, "You got some tasty meat grilling here," and think that even a devil has to prefer a well-browned cut of juicy pork. But the devil says, "Gross, he hates pork." Toka thinks that pork isn't going to do the job. He will have to step in. And he lifted the axe to attack. The legendary hero comes in like a storm and destroys the devil and asks whether he is okay. This is where the legendary hero Sion Braden enters. He then calls out to Yuna and says that he was also trying to save, but Yuna angrily called him a scumbag and said to stay out of this and asked him to go back to his one-man barbecue. At that very moment, the barbecue that Toka put on the stove to drive away the devil started to smell strongly. Sion says, "Barbecue! Is that the smell of barbecue coming?" Sion went to the stove saying he loves meat and suddenly disappeared. Toka was shocked to see this. Immediately, Toka and Yuna run to him to find that Sion has actually fallen into the bamboo trap made by Toka for the devils. People in the neighborhood shouted, "Without the legendary hero, they can't seal the gates of hell." The others said that they should put Toka on trial before His Majesty. Toka said, "Let's think about this calmly for a moment," and also says that the legendary hero died falling into a trap. Who'd even believe that story? If a bunch of villagers came to him with that, he would bet they were the ones who did it. After listening to this, one said he is going to try to pin this on them, and the older one among them said, "No, I'm afraid he has a point," and said no one would believe he died like this. In the next scene, it can be seen that everyone is burying the legendary hero. And then Toka said that, now, as far as anyone knows, he's just missing, and they had no part in it. Someone standing behind a tree was listening to all these actions and words of theirs. The next morning, Toka woke up, and he felt like a whole new man and looked at the mirror of the washroom and was shocked. Toka looked at the mirror and shouted, "He looks exactly like the legendary hero!" Added that, and on his worst day no less, thinks that he must be dreaming. And he went to Yuna's house. Yuna said, "Who could it be at this early hour?" And Yuna opened the door and saw Toka and shouted and asks Mr. Legendary Hero, "Did you come back to life?" Toka replies that, well, actually, and thinks that he actually looks exactly like him and says that he has a favor to ask her. Yuna says, "Will this serve his purpose, Mr. Legendary Hero?" Toka is happy looking at Yuna and says in his mind that the power of the legendary hero, the power of the world's savior. He also thinks that now he can put stockings on the luscious thighs of beautiful girls the world over. And Yuna thinks the legendary hero is looking at her with the most piercing gaze. Then Yuna shouts, "It stinks!" and added that, "Mr. Legendary Hero, you reek to hell and back!" Toka panicked and said, "Calm down, Yuna, what are you?" Then Toka fell and his eyeballs fell to the ground. Yuna attacks Toka with a broom. Toka says, "No, he's Toka," and says that's how he got up. But Yuna asks him to prove that he's Toka. A voice came from Toka's farm, where Toka and Yuna arrived. There is the entry of Anri Hazeworth, the necromancer, who turns Toka into Sion, the hero with magic. Toka asks why did she do that. Anri said that when she was traveling with Sion the hero, she promised Sion Sion wants to use her power to bequeath his body to another, someone she believes can save the world. Anri also said that not only did he kill Sion, he nearly managed to get her too. In the next scene, they are seen in Belun, which is the largest city in the region. From here, they will prepare for their journey. During this journey, Toka is challenged by one of Sion's acquaintances and accused of impersonating the real Sion due to his inability to use Sion's holy sword. On the other side, Anri explains the situation to Sion's old teammate Kyle, who rescues Toka from the mob. Yuna wagers that Toka can prove himself by completing a quest to slay demons. Anri confirms that Toka lacks the spiritual power to use the sword or even stop Sion's body from continuing to rot. Kyle challenges Toka for the right to replace Toka's soul with his own and take over the role of the hero. We see that Kyle says that in that case, if he slays him now, will he accept him then? Toka gets nervous after hearing this. Kyle says that there are 2 ways he can finish Toka. Toka says it doesn't make sense at all. He says to Anri that he is throwing in the towel, giving him the legendary hero's body. After that, Kyle claims he was joking. At night, Toka attempts to steal back his body from Anri's necklace so he can get his body back, and then he just gotta find a way to return to normal. But then he got distracted by seeing Anri's thighs, and as he was leaving, he noticed that he was coming to take his body, which he didn't do. After that, he sensed that someone was coming. He hid, and seeing that Kyle came to Anri and Yuna's room, and became witness of Kyle trying to kill him by stabbing the necklace. But because the necklace had a protection spell, Kyle couldn't do anything and ran. Meanwhile, Toka wondered why Kyle wanted to kill him. What will he do with the hero's body? He has to find out about it. And Yuna finds out that Toka has come over to their house and has put the stocking on Anri's thighs. And Toka gets beaten up by Yuna because of it. The following day, many people go to the devil hunt. Toka calls Anri to him and tells her to stick by his side. Anri agreed to it. After that, they are seen in front of the door of the devil's lair. Toka says that this is the devil's lair. Yuna says that she's suddenly scared. Belarco spearmen. He'll like them to split up now. He intends to unmask that imposter hero. Toka says that the guy who goes off on his own always dies first at times like this. Then Kyle said that is not necessary. That's Twin Spear Belarco, who was said to have slain more than 100 devils in the battle 3 years ago. Then the devil attacks Belarco. Everyone started running away in fear, even Toka. While fighting demons, they're separated from Anri, so Kyle reveals he was jealous of Sion becoming the hero and tried to secretly assassinate him multiple times, hoping Anri would soul swap him. Yuna stops Kyle from killing Toka while Anri hears everything Kyle says. Kyle reveals that the necromancers are part demons, so if he takes Anri's crystal heart, he can soul swap himself into Sion. Anri admits that necromancers are humans born on the other side of Hell's Gate, causing mutations like her crystal heart. Toka decides that Anri is actually trustworthy, so he will do his best as a hero. Anri decides that if Toka saves the world, she will marry him. Toka lures Kyle into one of his traps, dropping him into the ocean. The quest reward doesn't cover the debts they incurred in buying equipment and food, so Toka decides they will travel to the royal capital to earn big money. Meanwhile, shady individuals decide to target Princess Margarita.
How was the video? We hope it was good. If so, please check these videos. Also, please comment down your thoughts and your suggestions for future videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing now to show the support to our channel. We hope to see you soon with another video right in this channel. Have a nice day.